Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Thursday evening. I am CNJ and I'm with,
Scotty.
and together we are Thursdays with CNJ and Scotty. Now, this evening we have another wonderful topic for you. You would have heard on the 5th, right? No, the 4th, this week, the government of Jamaica saying that schools will reopen for their exit groups. So that is grade 6 at the primary level and grade 11 through to 13 of the secondary level for those persons doing their exit exams to go to the next level of their lives. Now, that's what we'll be looking on today. Do you think it's a good idea? Scotty will give his views. He'll look on a lot of different things as to why it may be good or a bad idea, and I will join in as well. So get yourself ready, and we're going to have our countdown as we start another Thursday evening of CNJ and Scotty. Okay. So, Scotty, 1 minute, guys, 1 minute. So welcome again, everyone, and I'll hand over to CNJ at this to Scotty at this time. I'll hand over to Scotty at this time as he leads us in our discussion for tonight.
All right. So the question was the question was asked: Are we really ready for the resumption of school on Monday? And when I say ready, I'm talking about all aspects. The location, which is the schools. Are we more importantly, are we mentally ready to go back out there? Is it beneficial at this time to go back out there? I was talking back out there. It seems like a war zone. We can't see like a war zone. We go back out
Yeah,
there.
man. Do we have our armor on? Are we ready for battle against COVID-19?
Do you have your mask? Do you
Right.
have your mask
Do you have
already?
your
I think like that.
sanitizer?
So
Do you have your face shield? Do you know
even
all
though
the
we are
protocols?
6 feet apart and things like that. I think, a matter of fact, at this time now, this is when the police are going to come out to ensure that it's free to the vehicle because of the population coming out now. Because students and other taxi drivers and bus drivers will feel a little bit better knowing that teachers are out and students are out, and that will help them in their plight of not having that amount of persons on a regular basis, right? But seriously though, are we ready? And when we say we, I'm talking as teachers, I'm talking as students, and I'm talking as citizens of a country where we are still not tolerant of the protocols, and also we are not we are still skeptical of the vaccination process, and some of us don't believe in vaccination, but yet we're going out into quote unquote the COVID battlegrounds.
Yeah.
So those are the questions I want to ask, and the questions I posed on my WhatsApp before I came on a short while ago, and some of my students actually wrote something, and a second form. I'm not gonna call the names because I didn't ask them consent to share. So I'm just gonna read the feedback, and they will know themselves. So I will tell you the answer. A second form said that no, and the reason why is because it's not resuming for me. So as you know, it's only the fifth formers sitting examination. They are the ones who are the pep
The target,
pep
yeah.
They are the ones who are being prepared to sit an external examination, and therefore they are the ones being considered to return to the COVID war ground, the quote unquote COVID war ground, right? So he said that no, and the reason is because it's not resuming for me. So I said, so therefore, am I assuming that you are jealous then? And he said, no, he is indeed not jealous. Um, so this one is a past student who is now at the college level. She said, yes, I feel illiterate at home because I am too comfortable. So I said to her, black girl like you, she said, brilliant, but with a lot of hard work. A hard work to be where I am today. So it sounds like she's very old. It sounds like she have a degree already with that. So hard work for the she already. Right?
Yeah.
So that is what she said. Someone in lower six said, yes, online school, it takes a lot and motivation is very low, to be honest. So even though they're at home with their parents, are at home, they're supposed to be studying, they're saying that they are not motivated at this time to stay at home to study and to get it done. Yes, all right. And another lower six said, well, for the grades that have exam, yes, reason being, it's helpful for the preparation of our examinations. So you're saying that this period from Monday coming until whatever the case may be, that is supposed to be geared at better preparing them to go into the examination room. So she's in the belief that it is very good that we're going back at that. And I'm reading the last one. The only person who said no, school should, and he put in bold, should not, and it's a fifth form of sitting examination. So can you believe it? He said that school should not resume because we need to study. So he's saying that most of the time, oh yes, we spoke on the phone about it before, and he was the one who said this to me. That's why I wanted to have that discussion, because it was very interesting. Because I was thinking that everybody wanted to come back to the physical school, but he's saying something very that makes sense. Remember, we're living in the rural parish, Miss Johnson, where taxis and buses are not so prevalent as in the urban areas, of society. And he's saying to me that when he should come to school, he has to get up from 5 a.m. in the morning, get himself prepared, find a taxi. By the time he finds a taxi to come to school, at his time there, so that he would have been at home, getting a proper rest to get up back to study. Then he said that going back home is the same routine. So therefore, by the time he comes back home, that studying period will not be sufficient for him to study, because he'll be tired because of the exhaustion from traveling from school to home. So it just, and it makes sense. To me, honestly, it makes a lot of sense. And we have to, as a society, I think we mentioned this already, Ms. Johnson, but I love to mention it again. We have persons who are planning for our students. We have persons who are planning for the youth of our country. And it is older persons who have gone through their youths already and different time period. So I believe that to engage the youth or to engage the students, they must have some amount of representation or representative in all for the solution to their problems. Even though we are adults and trying to solve their problems, they must be a part of their own problem solving. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying, Ms. Johnson? So
Yes.
in itself, some students are able to function on their own. It is not. And it's not. Let me say, out of 100, I don't. Let me just put a disclaimer. I don't have any data. It's my opinion. Out of 100, I believe that 1% of our students are really focused enough and to get the syllabus, to go through the syllabus, and to engage avenues of being ready for their examination. So if these students want to have the opportunity to stay home and to be guided online and we should have provision for students like those.
Okay.
Because go traveling, it will take a lot of time. And in EDPM, what I'm teaching now, that comes under telecommuting, where it is said that when we travel to work, we could have been at home doing something doing something, and that would save a lot of time. So we cannot be in this old teaching method where the teacher are the what we call it again? We call them again the policy makers. Let me use that term. The policy makers are the one dictating to us how the education system is, and we, the stakeholders, the partners, do not have any say in it. You realize that the message just came out. School Monday. No, there was no engagement with the teachers. There was no engagement with the students or the parents. How do we know that parents have the money at the start of this month to send their students to school? How do we know that the uniforms are available? I'm just saying that they abruptly stopped the school. And I believe that in abruptly stopping most time return to school, that can be an emergency, that can come under the Disaster Management Act in terms of that emergency that we have to stop. But to resume, I believe that we should have gotten some amount of notice, because we got it from yesterday, Wednesday, Thursday, 2 days in a week, that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, let's say 5 days. Out of the 5 days, I'm not going to Saturday and Sunday. Those Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going 3 days, because during that time, persons are actually working and they can't do anything. So it is just a period now where all of us are trying our best. And I believe that with all my heart that all of us in terms of in the educational sector want the best for our students. That's our goal. We want the best for our students, but I believe that in wanting the best for someone, they should be a part of decision making.
All right, let us say now, we are assuming that they were not apart, that the different bodies were not apart. I think the different parent organizations, they have been bombarding the media that they want school. We have seen that. We have seen some students coming out and saying that they want school. So let us say that there was some discussion happening. So it may have or may not have been happening. So we have been seeing in the media where different groups, different stakeholders have been talking about the students being prepared for exams. We have heard of principals saying that. So there could have been conversation, but I think your point still holds that it's kind of
what I mean. No, let me thank you for that clarification. What I mean, let me clarify myself. What I'm saying I don't mean like for example, in the school we have PTA president and the PTA president representing the parents. I don't mean on that. I don't mean on that channel. I don't mean that. I mean like somebody who's at home, like me and Miss Johnson. For example, me at home. I am saying, even students who are not on any committee, that's normal students should be a part of the process. How is that? We are planning on opening school 2 weeks time. Is the time I'm saying for them to be properly prepared? So I'm not saying that the Minister of Education did not contact the JTA president and did not contact the person in charge of the parents group or the person in charge of. I'm not talking about that body itself. I know that that decision will come.
You're saying that the schools need more time. So maybe it's at the school level now. Maybe it's at the school level now where they have to decide on what to do, how they will have the transition. What do you say about that?
And I'm not going to say, I am not going to say the school, Miss Johnson, need more time. I am not going to say, in the educational system, it is my opinion, I know most people not agree with me, the most important person in the educational system is the students.
Okay.
The students are supposed to be the focal point, the center of the educational system. And I'm saying to you, Ms. Johnson, in order for us to be prepared to come out in terms, and I would say it loosely in the earlier part of the show, when we were talking about the COVID warfare, it is indeed a warfare. You can go out there, travel in a taxi, contact the virus, and you die from the virus. It is it even if you have been vaccinated, it does not guarantee that you are totally protected from the virus. So I'm talking about the danger of it. So if all of us is aware of it, or should be aware of our environment or the risk of going out, and therefore for students who are currently being prepared, being in preparation with their SBAs, in preparation for, I'm talking about the PEP students now, I'm talking about the fifth formers. I am not excluding the sixth formers now, but the sixth formers got a little bit of experience last year during the pandemic. But can you believe it? Persons who have gone to school from first form coming up now to make their parents feel proud, and they're saying to themselves, I can't do it. The mental breakdown of themselves already, naturally, in terms of outside of pandemic. And now you're saying to us, Monday coming, you're going back to school. I believe they should have gotten some amount of time to get the mind and the brain ready to go out into this atmosphere. That's all I'm saying. We cannot just because I know, and I think, and trust me, I agree. Personally speaking, I agree that the schools need to be open to prepare the students. But I'm saying it does not make any sense. We rush the process, get the students in the school, and they're still mentally blocked. Okay. They will not get any information or anything in their brain to excel on examination piece.
Let me answer a question. For the students who have not been in the online school, they have not been showing up in the classes, and for SBAs, the teachers have not been able to contact them via phone. Do you think that those students will be coming out to physical school?
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Yes, I believe that they will be coming out. They ought to come out to physical school. But I believe that it does not have anything to do with coming back to school physically. It has something to do with you being determined. You see, this COVID thing, I learned something from an early age, from an earlier age, that the best time to invest is within a crisis. When everybody's panicking and selling this for nothing or a low price, that is when I grab it. Because it's a cycle. This pandemic, if we look at the USA and other countries, this pandemic is turning around. So in some states, once you're given the second shot, the 2 shots, it is not compulsory for you to wear mask in certain locations. So what we are saying now, we are saying that there's a turn coming on. And if we are in this crisis and we are not preparing ourselves for the good times, when the good times come, you will not be happy because you will be without your subjects and unable to achieve your goal. This is that time that they show.
You said they will turn up. My thing is that the point you were making just now is that they have to be determined, right? I'm saying barring internet and light issues. 1 minute, Mr. Scott. Barring internet and electricity issues, some persons were just not interested. They just found it too hard. They just found it too hard and they couldn't be bothered. And I'm saying barring persons who are having internet issues and electricity issues or device issues. Because the majority of the individuals that I've seen, some persons are living in some communities, especially here in St. Thomas, that they just couldn't get the data. You'll find 2 students, one that lives in that community, and the parents would have taken them out of the community, let them go and stay somewhere, and they would be in class every day. While you'll have somebody else in the same community, they'll just say, we can't get on, we leave it alone. That's not persistent, that's not determined. So my thing is now, with these 5 to 6 weeks remaining, those same individuals who were not attending online school, it is now fingers crossed. That's what we're reaching now, fingers crossed that they are going to come out. Because what you'll find is that the same students who were online, in the online school, they'll be the first one at the gate for physical school because they know what they want and they're working towards something. But you have some persons who them have the phone on WhatsApp, on social, on TikTok, and whatever, enjoying life, but not one day will they go into the classroom. Some of them have them parents fooled because the parents is there thinking that they're in the classroom when they're doing something else. And then those are the children that we're trying to get now with this physical school. But my thing is, how many of them are going to come with that with an attitude to work? Because we know, if in 5 years we can turn a lot of things around. But are they coming with the mindset to turn things around? That is my only concern, really.
And just to add to it, the school is not like the school is not a holy ground in which computers at the school. You have GNet, you have different areas. You have some students, you have some students who even go to their neighbor yard to catch up.
Yes.
To make a term. Yes. And I always say to my students, the separation that you're going through is only for a time.
Just for a time.
Just prepare yourself, equip yourself with the tools that you will need. And Ms. Johnson, I'm going to say something. And I think that can be a next topic that one day we can discuss. Is our educational system fostering the youth of the 21st century? I doubt it. I doubt it. It does not matter how bright you are in math. It does not matter how bright you are in the physics or the sciences. If you do not have certain intrinsic principle about you, being determined, knowing what you want, goal-oriented, problem solvers, humanitarian, those traits that can help a country that is broken in values, morals, and norms. Those things that we take for granted. Those are the things like somebody's thirsty, help the person. You have to share with somebody. Those are the things that break down our country. And we say, oh, why is this happening? Why? Because our educational system does not cater for the youth.
Here, this young man is saying he has to find $850 worth of credit every week for classes. Every week.
Can I tell you that he's my farm student? Can I tell you that he's my farm student? And that he's one of the strongest leader in the class that is always present.
The thing is that you can know from now our future leaders, You can know from now our future leaders. Individuals who, when the challenges come, they find a solution. And the thing is that you have to now applaud his parents as well. Because they're ensuring.
You're so good. His mother is on with him every day. His mother is on with him every day. Even devotion when I'm on, I hear his mother in. So he has the support of his mother, but you know what is happening with you.
Right. No, what you think is that. Let me tell you what is happening. There are a lot of parents who they would just give the child a breakfast in the morning, send them to school, and then they reach back home and they give them the dinner, and that is it. Everything is done by the teacher. All right, the teacher is the one who ensures that everything is done, homework is done, whatever. You have some other households now where the parents are totally involved. So the teacher at school is doing the teacher's part, the parent at home is doing the parent's part. At the end of the day, if the child succeeds, the parents congratulate themselves, they have a good child, the child has done well. If the child does badly, you hear the school was doing nothing. All right, and the teachers were not doing their jobs. Now we're in a system with the online schooling where parents had to play a more involved part than before. And they realized how difficult it was, or it is for us as teachers. And some parents ran with it and they are helping their children along the way, every step of the way. While other parents are saying, this is too hard, I can't do it. If a parent is going to see a teacher and say, the child is I don't see him doing anything, him not going into the classroom at the time, tells the teacher not there. Excuse me? Are you saying that all the teachers are not in the classroom? Are you saying that there's not one teacher doing anything? Okay, your child is saying that no teacher is online. What have you done? Have you called the school? Have you found out what is really happening? Are you just taking the word of the child and not investigating the matter? So what is happening now? There are many parents who are there thinking that their children are online when they're in the house and they're in front of the computer, but they're doing so many other things. You can't just be passing them because these children are very computer savvy. And you will think that they're in the classroom and they're not because they have the headphones in and they're talking to a friend. Maybe they talk to somebody from England, China, and Japan, but they're not talking to their teachers. And then at the end of the day, when they're not doing well, now you hear that online schooling is not working. It's not working because parents are not doing their part at home. Now that we're going back into physical school for the exit groups, it's as if the teachers now are going to work a miracle during these 5 to 6 weeks. But you have to remember that parents have to play a part. They have to play a part. And the thing is that, because our country, we don't have it's many Jamaicans, as we'll say, many Jamaica. So because there are many places, especially in our parish, St. Thomas, where a lot of the children don't have access to stable internet. And
That's
they have
true.
no Wi-Fi in the area. Then the electricity goes when it feels like going. All right. When it rains, even though you have Wi-Fi, it's as if you don't have Wi-Fi because it's raining. So I'm saying a lot of the schools in Kingston now, where the internet may be a lot more stable, they will be able to have a better time or being able to manage better in the online system. All right. But the thing is that barring all of that, there are some students and parents who, even if they have everything at their disposal, they are not motivated to work. So when we go back to school physically for these exit groups, if the motivation is not there and the determination to succeed is not there, it makes no sense. So the schools could put in all the protocols. The schools could the government could give money for all the masks to be bought, and all the face shield. And we have wash stations to every classroom. If motivation isn't there, intrinsic motivation, that is what we need to have things. We need our guidance counselors to be talking about that. That is what needs to be talked about. A lot of the things that we are focusing on, that's not it. It is the motivation from within for us to know that we want better for our lives. Our children should need to want better for their lives so that they're going to go against all issues. Spend the $850 a week time for the data. Ensure that you're in the classroom, and if rain falling, you're not able to go in. Go back into the classroom afterward and look what the teacher put up there. If there's nothing there, you find a way to contact the person and say, what is happening, miss? I didn't see anything today. The teachers are desperate for students like that, persons who really want to learn. And I'm very emotional about this thing because teaching is my entire life. And I believe that we can make a change in our Jamaica. But the only way is if we build on how people are motivated. When a student contacts me and say, Miss, we're not seeing the teacher, my thing is to find out what is really happening. Is the teacher having a problem? What is really happening? Is it that the student is not understanding what is happening? Is the teacher not getting through to the student? We all have to work together because at the end of the day, the teacher wants to have successful students and the students want to be able to move on to the next level of their life. But it can only be done if there is intrinsic motivation from within for all parties involved. Let me stop the preaching.
No man, you're getting there, man. You're getting there. Let me just add to I had a very important. Oh yes, I remember now. Yeah, it clicked what I remember. One of the things that we need to look on in the resumption of physical presence at the schools. Last year, you know that each batch of students coming up, they are at a disadvantage more than the one
Yes.
before.
And it's a disadvantage. So for some, it's not a disadvantage, because they're learning new ways. They're learning new ways.
No, let me complete what I'm saying.
I agree with you.
I am saying in the completion of the syllabus, they're at a disadvantage. Last year, said we rushed it, and we were rushing last year because when we were rushing last year to get the fifth formers ready, the fourth formers did not have much contact time with us because we're prepared. Just like now, we are actually preparing. Our fifth formers and the fourth formers are not getting there. So with that being said, is it logical? Does it make sense that the first set of students got multiple choice questions who had more time in the completion of the syllabus of their teachers, and these set of students now sitting in examination who don't have much physical time to complete the syllabus, we're giving them paper 2. Is that something that the CXC body needs to investigate or to overlook? Because it is indeed very serious. This batch of students.
I think that matter hard when they made the decision last year to have just a paper 1, because it was new. And they were saying, okay, how can we help to minimize in all of this crisis? But having looked back on the decision they made last year and some of the feedback that they got and some negative feedback that they got, that is why they're saying we need to look on the integrity of the exam and still have the paper 1 and the paper 2. And I think what they're doing to actually answer the statement that you make just now is for them to say, okay, we are going to be telling you in about 2 weeks' time the topics that will be covered. So it might be a little late. It might be a little late because we would want, when we're teaching now, to actually concentrate on those particular things that will be tested. But the thing is that they still want us to complete the syllabus because the child will be going to that next level, the tertiary level, where they have to have the full gamut of the syllabus. So they were trying to come to some sort of a compromise, then to say, okay, since these students have less time, then we will actually give you kind of, compromise and then tell you the topics. We're not in a perfect world. Not in a perfect world.
Let me just, it's my opinion. I don't want anybody to think that I'm talking as a teacher now. It is my opinion. Gavin Scott, not a teacher, not at all, just a little old fool. It is my opinion that is gambling. That is gambling with the lives of our students. And even if you're saying they should have at least complete the syllabus, and then 2 weeks time you are giving them that topic, they can go and they can swat it. They can swat it, and we're still going back to square one. We're still going back to square one. Do not be shocked, Ms. Johnson, if next 20 years or so, if we should be alive and kicking. If when you go to the doctor, you see the doctor Googling something because they...
But right now they're Googling. We don't have to wait 20 years. We don't have to wait. They're Googling because doctors are practicing medicine. That's what they're doing. They're practicing. So right now they're Googling. And in a little while, it won't be a problem to Google. Everybody will be Googling because that's source of information. Right now they're Googling. When they used to look to the encyclopedia, it's just a different way now. They used to look to the encyclopedia to see whatever and their medical journals and so. It's just another means of looking through.
Miss Johnson, Johnson, in those days when they looked to the encyclopedia, the encyclopedia came from reliable sources, professional.
No, man, they're not just Googling just anybody's phone. They have them different doctor sites.
As an IT specialist,
yes,
as an information technology specialist, yes. I can create my own. I can call myself Dr. Gavin Scott. I can create some site of my own. When something to me, I'm going to be honest with you. When something to me, I look online at WebMD, WEB, WebMD, and I ask them, like, these are the cells, what can it be? And they give me solution. Disclaimer at the bottom say, we are not real doctors. This is just a physician. Please go and seek
medical advice.
Advice. And I'm saying to you, because I remember I wasn't feeling well. And one of my past students said, come on, let me tell you, doctor, come with you. And he went with me to the doctor. I went in the office. 2 doctors were looking at me. 2 doctors. One was asking the question and one was Googling. You understand me?
So why you think we're going to wait 20 years when you tell me that you experienced that already?
No. That is to tell you how dangerous it is going to be. Because at least the doctors have an idea to say the doctor term, the doctor jargon, what to look for. But when 20 years time, it have a piece of looking at me and rate it like normal me talk like normal me who have the doctor I said no
let us not look on the future in such a bleak way. Let us not. Let us not look on it.
Miss Johnson, you have to be a realist.
Yes.
All right. Let us be truthful. I'm going to tell you the truth. Your generation, I don't know if I'm old. I don't know older black your generation.
No, man. Yes, man. Me older than you.
Your generation.
Yes.
It's a brighter set of people than my generation. Why? Because when you were going to school, when you were learning about the mathematics, you had to know the theorem, all the formulas and the calculations.
You have to memorize all the formulas. Exactly. Know all the timetables, everything.
We know TXC give us on the cover of the sheet. So all we do is just input the data and we get the answer. But you have to know. You have to know the stuff. And that is why
the thing is that is the way the world going, the way the world is going. We're reliant so much on computers and so on.
So I'm saying, with a third world country like us that doesn't have much technology. If you look at Cuba, I'm going to pause to big up Cuba. Cuba, who came up with their own vaccine, very good. Cuba came up with their own vaccine. That is a good country. Looking at the billion people, even the first world countries are looking at Cuba, at the Cubans, in terms of medicine. Because even though they're a third world country, they're a brilliant set of people when it comes on to dental and caring for people.
Remember that it's a different type of economy, different sort of government, different sort of economy. But good on them. Good on them.
I am saying to Ms. Johnson that what I'm saying is that we need to, and Cuba, I don't think Cuba is in the CXC examination body.
No.
I don't think they're not in the examination body.
No,
so why is it that their people are doing so well? And we are here using a CXC examination, which is not, in my view, again, this is my opinion. You can get a grade 1, Ms. Johnson, this year. Somebody get a grade 3 next year. And you are much better than the person who has the grade 1 because the paper standard was not the same standard. It is not a level playing field. Somebody gets 60. That is a grade 1 there. So 60 is now the grade 1 going down. And then next year now somebody get 90. That is a grade 1 coming down. So it does not really show the person what the person is capable of doing. If you get what I'm saying. So we need to look at. So we need to look at. I do not believe that if I get a grade 1 or a distinction, and somebody at a different year or a later year got a grade 2, it means that I am brighter than you, smart. It can't boast that because the papers are set differently every year, and it's just something that we need to look at. Looking at why is it that Cuba is doing so well? Why does Cuba have such a billion people? What are they doing? What is the assessment rubric that they are using? We need to investigate and come as well. Let me just close off by saying this, Mr. Johnson. As a Jamaican country, we need to come up. We have some brilliant people in this country. We need to come up with some rubric that caters for our Jamaican culture and our Jamaican people. Can you believe it? In primary school, the teacher said, people live in igloo. And I said, but Mr. True, people live in an igloo because the only igloo they know, igloo will put juice in them. We don't know where the IGL or where the North Pole or wherever it may be. We need to teach our students. We need to centralize our educational system and what we want for our people. Put some more morals, put some more values. We take away civics, mental ability. We talk about this paper about asking students some difficult questions and then get it right or whatever, does not really show what they can do, It's just training them. I'm not training them means training the effort, I have this called training them. It's just training them to be at that level. We need to let our students have some values, civics, Garveyism in it. The American people are memorized by Garvey, and we have nothing in our own system to talk about the impact of Garvey, the first black man to create a ship that help people, a rich black man, and things like that. We do not cater, Miss Johnson, for our culture. So we need to put that in the curriculum some more. So I will end there by saying that, Miss John. Miss John?
Okay. No, man, I'm gone. I've just allowed you. You were, letting them know. So I was just giving you the full screen so that your message would be.
No, Miss Johnson, let me just say, I'm very passionate, especially about our young people. Because I use myself. If somebody never find me, and let me know, say, look here, man, you are not alone. You are still like this. Me defeated. We have a little culture there. We believe the student must sit down and they should speak properly, and they should know about the mathematics 2 times 2 and things like that. But there are some students who are gifted otherwise. And we have Howard Garner theory now teaching us about musical inclination, who good at music. We have some students who athletic persons who good at running. We put some topics. We put on subject area over some. If I take the PE, when I was going to Michael, when I was doing information technology and my roommate was doing PE, I am one of them who was saying, they really come pay 300,000 every 3 months to go run up and down pan field, because I did not understand that PE, physical education, was under the umbrella of the sciences. And therefore, you have to know about the body part, what energy, what all the food breakdown and things like that. So, even as educators, we believe that there are some subjects that are more important than others. It was Aristotle who believed in the fine arts. If somebody loves music, if somebody loves dancing or acting, it should be very important. It should be cemented into the life of the student. We should not allow any student to believe that because they are doing a business subject, because they are doing EBPM, because they are doing that and that, they are not smart or they are not bright. Everybody have their own gift. Everybody have their own purpose. And for us teachers to identify, individualize our students and know that you are that, and make all them feel equally important. Our education system is grading our students and our teachers too, because even some resources, Kingston Norcal High School, some high school have more technology, more help from other schools, and therefore we're expected when they get the result come out for number 1 school and whatever. Yes, if I get more, if you get pump up, if I get boots in a running, if you're athlete and you have the injection to make it run faster, they all coming that you're supposed to be on top, and somebody is not getting it. Come on, no, Miss Johnson. So our education system, we need to look on it, and we need to look on the most important element in the classroom. The students are the main important person, and they should have a say. And I don't mean student calls the president. Each classroom, when you go in the classroom, how am I doing? When I look at Michael, at the end of it, we should have it at the first. What do you expect of me? What do you expect of you? In a medical term, am I doing what you said I should do? All right, I'm gonna work on that. It is a partnership, it's a contract in which every element, the parents, teachers, and the students must be a part of that in that contract. And we should not take up this work as a job. Teaching is not a job. It is not a job. It is something which we should value. It's a calling. It's just like pastor. Maybe it's a part of that school forgot one pastor. Yes, go get become more knowledge about the Bible and things like that. But there's some natural people when they talk, man, you see the spirit of God coming from them. Like one teachers, man. Like this Lindbeck Fred, my teacher. The lady touched my, she's not here with us anymore, but it's somebody who taught me that every teacher is a doctor and every student is a patient, and every patient must have their own individual medicine to give them, to curb them from the bad ways. There's no one fix. And some of the teachers, including myself, at some time too, when the road one then come, my HOD is still abroad. We love her so much. We still abroad until he came Scott. I don't give you that one there, because I know say you get trouble. I know say you're the one that get trouble move good. I love the ones that give trouble. You know, Mr. Johnson? The ones that give me trouble, you know. I'm afraid one of them, the one that give me trouble. You know, I talk much, they give me slightly more trouble. But the ones who give me trouble, why? Because I was a troublemaker. And why do we give trouble? People give trouble sometimes. I'll be something called ADD, attention definitely disorder, or feel a person want attention. When persons are energized, look, I know working at a special ed school for almost 2 years before I came, before it taught me that some parents have their child in a wheelchair like this, sitting down, not moving, and mouth water drip and whatever the case may be. And they're eager to, they want the child so badly to go up and down and run up and down. And some parents have their child run up and down. Go sit down, the boy, go sit down, the boy, or go to take up a book, go to a book. I learned that you should not send a child to take up a book on a form
of punishment.
As punishment. They will see the book as a point. We're supposed to be creating some environment where the child see the clothes and they want to know what is that, and we restore it to them and think. We need to look at our culture and we need to look at our educational system. I will just pause here. I don't want to cut no more time. I will just pause here.
We have gone over the time. But the thing is that we started out by talking about, are we ready for the reopening of school? But we realized that one of the reasons why we may be ready or not ready is because of some intrinsic problems in our system, where we have individuals who are not motivated, where we have parents who may not be as involved as they should be, where we have infrastructure that should be in place not being in place, right? So there's a lot of things causing us as a system to be ready, yes or no. All right. And no matter what, students will be going out on Monday, whether the parents are ready or the schools are as ready as they should be, but students will be going out. What CNJ and Scotty has to say to all the students who may be watching this program at one point or another, or the parents who may be watching, let us make the best use of this opportunity. Let us make the best use of this opportunity for them to be able to catch up on what they may have missed. We have already lamented on motivation, on parents' involvement, and what has been happening, but let us say that is in the past. We are now looking into the future, and we're saying for these weeks that we are being afforded before the exam starts on the 15th of June, let us do the best that we can to prepare our children, our nation's children, for the exams. We want them to be able to move on to the next level of their life and be as successful in all that they are to achieve for the rest of their life. This should be an indicator to everybody. Life can change just like that. And when we sometimes sit down and think that it will go back to normal, sometimes it's a new normal, baby. Sometimes things will never go back to the way it was. And we as individuals, we have to be flexible and be able to adapt to changes. This may be the first of many changes that will be happening to us. This world has changed. We have to change with it. And to all the individuals who are in charge of different things, please remember, we're not in pre-COVID times. COVID did happen. It is happening. And when we're making up rules for the next stage, let us not try to go back to what we were. But let us be creative, let us be innovative with all the new things that we put in place and realize that we're in a different world, different rules, different situations. Let us not try to repaint what was before, but let us have a clean canvas so that we can go forward in a new and creative way. I am CNJ. I'll allow Scotty to have the final word.
Johnson, I just want to say that in going out on Monday, I signed up for my vaccine. So therefore, on Saturday, hopefully, I should receive my vaccine. So tomorrow I am going to go to a little restaurant to have my meal. I don't know if it's the last meal, but
For the persons who don't know, I took my vaccine a number of weeks ago. I took my vaccine, so and I am still here. I'm hearing that sometimes it's the second dose that sometimes is the killer. And let me not say killer. It is the second. It is the second dose that sometimes is the hardest to endure. The second dose that is the one that makes some people sick. So I am here to tell the tale and to have my second dose in June. So we will see. But I wish you a good lunch tomorrow, a good meal tomorrow, and that you will do your vaccine. And all of us will be well as we move forward into the future. So final words from you, Mr. Scotty, anything else you have to say?
I'm just still replaying the second dose of the killer, but students, just go and do your best. All your best is good enough. And remember, Jeremiah 29 said that, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And with that said, just have a good night.
But there's one thing that Denardo said that I should address before we go. He said, use up your strengths. Don't stress or strain yourself on your weaknesses. What I will say, I will change it a little, Denardo. You need to play into your strengths, yes. Play into your strengths, yes. But don't discard your weaknesses. Sometimes something that you may think of as a weakness right now, if you just pay some attention to it, you'll realize in a little while it may have been your strength all along. So don't disregard stuff that you believe you're weak in right now. You are still young. It is still time for you to develop some of these things. What I always say to students, there are some things that are easy for you to understand. It means that you will get that anyhow. But the one that is a little more harder, spend extra time on that. And you may surprise yourself. You may even become even better at it. All right? And I hear myself repeating what I just said. It must be a very important point. But guys, good night from CMJ and Scotty, and we'll see you next week Thursday with another topical issue. Bye-bye.
Bye. And thanks for him and Denardo for tuning in.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys.